Do you really want this cat to be president?
Romney can't win. He's dead in the water.
Ron Paul! What can I say? Ron Paul.
When they describe you and me as being dangerous. That's one thing. They are telling the truth, because we are dangerous to the status quo of this country.
Thank God for the truth.
I'll tip my hat to the new Constitution. Make a bow for the new revolution. Smile and grin, change all around. Get up my guitar and play, just like yesterday.
Don't tell Ron Paul's people the presidential race is over. They're making an all-out push for their candidate in Augusta.
You know, Ron Paul did incredibly well here. In the preference poll, it was pretty much a tie for first place.
Ron Paul worked hard in Maine to win that presidential preference poll back in February, but Paul's supporters complained some of the votes weren't counted, and the state party had to count again several weeks later. It all led to a lingering controversy inside the party. Now, there are rumblings the Paul people want to take over the convention to show just how strong his support really is. Campaign chairman Eric Brakey says, not exactly.
You know, some of the rumors going around come from people who might have creative imaginations and are maybe looking over their shoulder more than is justified. We just want to be here. We want to participate in the Republican Party. We want to become part of the Republican Party going forward and have a real seat at the table.
State Party Chairman Charlie Webster says he's heard the rumors too.
It's a passionate game. These people believe strongly in their candidate, and they're coming, and they're going to fight hard. And it's not just Paul, it's Santorum, it's Newt, it's really Santorum and Romney and Paul. They've got their folks, and they want to make an impact here.
What the Ron Paul supporters really want is to have their people chosen as delegates to the National Republican Convention in Tampa, because they say there is still a chance their man could win the nomination. They admit it's a long shot, but say controlling Maine and just 4 other state delegations will let Ron Paul's message be heard nationwide.
We're looking to get those 5 states. We want to make sure that Ron's on the ballot, that he gets primetime speaking slot there at the convention, and he gets a real opportunity to move the movement forward, because that's what this is.
Webster says he hopes all the passion won't lead to any long-term divisions.
Because what happens in the end is they'll either support our nominee or they won't. And it appears, obviously, at this point, that Romney will be the nominee. But they want to make a statement here, and they'll do that if they get enough folks here.
Ron Paul supporters say they want a voice in the Republican Party in Maine even after the convention is over. In Augusta, Don Kerrigan, News Center.
But I do want to make a prediction. If I were a betting man, and I do not have $10,000 to bet, if I were a betting man, I would bet that we will control the Maine caucus when we are Tampa.
It's a long day packed with controversy for Maine Republicans at their state convention. Ron Paul supporters threw a wrench in the convention process when they showed up and voted in force. They successfully elected Ron Paul supporters as the convention secretary and chairperson. Brent Tweed won the chair position by just 4 votes, but those upsets caused hours of delays as Mitt Romney supporters questioned the accuracy and validity of the votes. Paul supporters say they came to the convention expecting a fight.
But that's the way the delegate process works, and we understand the delegate process, and we're working it to the best of its abilities in favor of our candidate, just as the Mitt Romney people are in favor of theirs.
And this is happening all over the country, and you'll see it today. Ron Paul will probably walk out of this place with a majority of delegates.
Now, the convention expects to hear the results of the national delegate vote tomorrow. Much of the passion and drive on the part of the Paul supporters is sparked in part by the Republican caucuses in Maine back in February. Many cried foul when their votes were not counted in a straw poll of Republican presidential candidates. The state party declared Romney the winner before many eastern Maine communities even got the chance to vote. After an outcry, the party decided to retally the votes. Mitt Romney kept his victory with the new numbers.
Just remember, the revolution is only beginning.
The Republican National Committee is essentially the Romney campaign now. You don't have to try to deny it. We all know that. So what are you guys afraid of? You're afraid that a bunch of rogue Paul people are going to go to Tampa and not vote for Mitt Romney on the first ballot. That's what you're afraid of.
I'm not afraid of that. I
get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. Don't get fooled again. No, no.
When this revolution is successful, it will not be a Republican monopoly at all. It will be bipartisan. It will be endorsed by all the American people.
Thank God for the truth.
All right, time to vote.